One, two, three, start.
We have with us Mr. Devashish Wanikar. He's the CEO, Surfactant and Silicon Business for Rosary. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Uh, Rosary has done multiple acquisitions, uh, TriStar, Unitop, Promac. And so, what's the impact of these recent acquisition on Rosary business, and how is it making Rosary more competitive?
Rosari as a entity has always had this desire to grow both organically as well as inorganically. And given that we had a very clean balance sheet, it was possible to do these acquisitions. These acquisitions, essentially, the process of integration has just been initiated, and we see various areas where these acquisitions will add value. I think the first is in terms of procurement, because we will be able to procure much larger quantities across these entities. The second is manufacturing, that this is in some ways a backward integration from Rosari perspective. So manufacturing synergy will be another area of focus. The third is in terms of marketing, in terms of the customer alignments, and there is a huge opportunity for us to actually cross sell the entire range of or basket of products that is now available. So these are the areas that will drive the process of actually adding value to the entire Rosari ecosystem through the acquisitions. I think in FY23, in the second half, we will see the real value of acquisitions accruing to the company.
And what are the challenges that you foresee in terms of, say, amalgamation which is happening across the, say, Rosary group? Because there is a lot of things which needs to be done so that it comes aligns with the overall group objective.
Sure. So I think there are two major challenges that we foresee. One is in terms of mindsets of people, and handling people sensitivities is going to be one major area, because all the companies that we've acquired have also been promoter driven companies, and they're companies where people have spent long amount of time. There's a lot of loyalty, and so handling them with care and attention will be one challenge. The second one, I think, is in terms of actually putting in place systems and processes in these organizations, because most of them have grown organically, but have grown due to the promoter drive. And now, with the kind of scale that Rosari will have, it will be very difficult to operate without systems. So I think that's the second one that I foresee.
Uh, what, according to you, are the demand drivers for the specialty chemicals industry in India for FY 2022-23?
So I think a lot of the application segments in which we are present are really driving a lot of growth for us, be it home and personal care, be it textiles, be it agrochemicals, which are the main areas where we are present. And I think the other big demand driver is very clearly the desire of a lot of our customers to actually move out of China and look at Indian suppliers as a credible alternative. And that has really given us a lot of fillip in terms of demand coming to us, which earlier would probably not have come. And therefore, having capacities and being able to produce quality products should give us this edge in the next 2-3 years for sure.
Wanted to understand uh, what are the innovations that Rosary Biotech has brought, and on the innovation part, what are your plans for this fiscal?
So I think it's a company that has innovation, in its ecosystem and in its DNA in some ways. In the textiles arena, there has been a movement, away towards organic kind of products, organic acids, green acids. So that is one area that Rosari has very clearly kind of developed. I think our emphasis in the coming couple of years, and these are not, small gestation kind of projects, so is to move towards green surfactants, and we see a lot of our customers actually also moving in that direction, and therefore we would like to become, the pioneer in terms of providing these green surfactant products. The other area which we see as a major area for growth for us is the whole silicones space. And we see a lot of demand actually emerging in India. And it is with that intent that we've set up, a joint venture with another partner company called KK Kempro, called Romac, where we are going to get into manufacturing of all kinds of silicones. And the applications of silicones have been growing significantly. So we see a lot of innovation coming in our Romac business, where we will provide cutting edge products in the silicones chemistry to our customers.
And how will this overall acquisition help Rosary Biotech in terms of revenue and profitability?
So I think in terms of revenue, definitely, the acquisitions itself are now almost 50% of the overall business, so they have become a substantial part. There is also a lot of capacity available for us to expand in these businesses, and therefore we will see a lot of revenue growth coming from the acquired companies. It's not that they're at their peak capacity utilizations. In terms of profitability, we are also in very profitable business segments like, say, agrochemicals, or say, our phenoxyethanol kind of products in the acquired companies. So it's definitely helping us keep our margins high in the overall Rosari system, because some of the businesses like textiles, etc., have been under a lot of margin pressure in the last 2 or 3 quarters. So I see the acquisitions actually not only adding to the top line, but actually very positively impacting the bottom line for Rosari in the future.
And on the capex part, what's the plan for FY 2022-23?
So, in most of our businesses, as I mentioned, we already have expanded capacity about 2 years back, and then COVID happened. So, utilizations have not picked up to the levels. So, we are not seeing major capital expenditure for capacity expansion in current areas that we operate in. But there are certain new segments that we want to get into, which are adjacencies in our businesses, and we will see more capital expenditure coming in those areas. We also have a plan to expand capacity for our animal health and nutrition business, which is seeing a lot of positive traction, and so there will be capex announced in mainly these areas. As I said.
Thank you, Devashish Vanikarji, for talking to
Thank you.
Chemical News.
Appreciate your time.
Thank
Thanks.
you, sir.